Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Retro Magazines and Patterns. I'm Sophie, and in today's video, I'm going to review this Ladies' Home Journal Needle and Craft issue from Fall and Winter of 1971. So this one was in my most recent massive pattern haul video that I did, and I did have some requests for this one. And I was really glad to get some requests for this because this was actually one of the ones that I wanted to flip through anyhow. So let's go ahead and take a look in here. I think you guys are going to be really excited by some of the stuff in here. There's some really cool, interesting things. So we do have some ads up front. These are for Paragon. It looks like mostly like crewel embroidery. I've seen some of these. Sometimes you can even find these finished in thrift stores and framed. They make really cute pieces for your wall if you're looking for like a cute vintage touch. So some of the patterns, it looks like they're starting up front. We have this really fun ad here for Brunswick wool, these knicker pants. Some more embroidery. And then we have this pretty like latch hook rug embroidery set. I like her little jumper that she has going on there. It says this is made with spinnerin. We saw a couple of those in my haul video as well, and they really do have some cool patterns. Here we have another ad for some like embroidery kits. I really love this bear family right here. I was actually looking online to see if I could find it, and somebody does have it for sale on eBay. Quite affordable, so that's something for me to keep in mind, but I think it's really cute. And then we have this ad here for the new zoo from Columbia Minerva. It says create your own lovable species of high straw plastipals. But these don't look like high straw to me. Oh, maybe it has something to do with these little forms down here. I don't know. It's interesting. They are really round, so it looks like they're using forms. Okay, so here we're going to start in on some of the patterns. And right off the bat, you can see just how fun these are. Like, look at these little girls' coats with these giant floppy pom-poms. Like, that is so cute. That would be fun even for an adult, the giant pom-pom. But these coats are so fun. And this fuzzy blanket with the matching pillow. Okay, so now you'll start to see kind of what I meant. Like, there are just some really unique, cool pieces. They're definitely retro. You just don't see things like this full length poncho. This is so cool. And there's all this embroidery here. We have these flowers with these cute little matching hats. Just like really cool patterns that I don't think that are really out there at this point. So this is so super unique, I think, today. And here we have this like, this is like, I'd say quilted, like a sewn hat with the big floppy pom-pom. And then you have this shaggy vest. And they do have some plastic canvas embroidery pieces over here. And the photographs in this I really like as well. I feel like the spreads are really creative and really fun. Kind of, I don't know if you'd call it haute couture, but it's definitely, you know, a fun way to look at some of these pieces. And this looks very like Eastern European folk art embroidery. I think I mentioned in a previous video, my family used to do a lot of Ukrainian embroidery. So that kind of reminds me of that. So here we have this sweater right here with this cute little like patchwork look. So it looks like it's obviously just, you know, knit, in with the colors. And then they go back and make these little like whip stitch marks in there to make it look patchworked. I think it's really cute. And then I love this like duplicate stitch tiger sweater. I just am a sucker for a tiger sweatshirt, sweater, coat, anything with a tiger on it. I'm usually drawn to it. Tigers or leopards. I really like them both. And then here we have this like pretty kind of pearl knit, or maybe garter stitch sweater here, which I like. It kind of has like an inside out look. And then I like that the hat, the stripes are vertical instead of horizontal. So that's kind of fun. And then they have like another fun hat over here with the ear flap. And actually, if you look close, the sweater itself is really pretty too. So we have a couple's sweater set over here. Very cute. They're matching. I really like the textures on these two. This quilted one is really pretty. And then you have this one that almost looks like a filet crochet with these pretty little, I don't know if you'd call them eyelets or what you would call it, but it is pretty, like a mesh knit. And then here we have this like super fun hat with these white baubles that look like big puffy snowflakes that fell. And then these real pretty gloves with the matching sweater vest over here with the matching hat. Like I'm just loving this magazine. I just feel like every time I turn a page, there is something like really creative or something that's like really inspiring as a, fiber artist, somebody who wants to create things. This is it's a lot of nice cool stuff. Interesting. I like this. It's a simple granny square blanket. I don't know if simple is the right word because these are quite large. So that gives it a little bit of interest in that way. But it's nice. And here they have a spread here on Magic Carpets. So it does look like they have kits available to make like the pillows and the rugs. And I think one of these is in the back of the magazine as a pattern available. I think it's this one right here. But those are really cool bags, I think. Don't see a lot of carpet bags in use nowadays, but I like them. Ooh, that's super fluffy and fuzzy. I like that. So I like this photo. However, I feel like it's hard to read a little bit. So what they're really trying to showcase in this is this lace up sweater. And it's really hard to see. I'll try to take a better picture, but it's a long sleeve sweater that laces up the front and has a peplum around the waist. The skirt is not involved in the patterns, but it is really pretty, very gold. And then they have these Persian tile needlepoint pillows. But these are available in a kit, so they are not available in this magazine. So I love this spread. This is a spread done by, it says Stanley Herman, an American designer. What I like about this is that these really remind me of that like classic Schiaparelli bow sweater. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was, I think, the launching point for the Schiaparelli designs, and it just looked basically like this, like a faux bow knitted into the sweater. So that's what these designs really remind me of. The full length ones are a little harder to read, but these pinstripes are knitted into this dress, as well as this cool like lapel with the little floral brooch. Now, in all of these kind of like, what does he call them again? Fool the eye collars pieces. This is the only one that's available in the magazine. The other ones you would have to purchase separately with a mail-in order that they had in the back of the magazine. I did check to see if I could find patterns online for any of these, and really the only one I could find is the one that's available in the magazine. So here we have another one that has the belt stitched in with little paisleys, faux collar there. This one has a faux collar with a big red bow. You can see the full piece here, and she looks really cute. She's got some cute loafers on with it. Another faux bow right here with the full piece. I do like that they're showing me the full look. So it's not just like, sometimes some of these magazines will show them wearing a sweater, but then it's covered up in other layers and you can't get a picture of the whole thing. So I do like that. This one might be one of my favorites, I think, just because of the detail that goes into it. This like faux wrap dress. I think that one was really fun. It even has the little handkerchief in the pocket there. So here are some cute and fun geometric patterns. For this one, it is really cute. It looks like it has a sweater vest with a matching skirt and a hat. It does say it puts on her V-neck jumper and matching cap. So I'm not entirely sure if this is connected as in like a, it looks like there's a ribbing there, but I'm not sure. But these are really nice pieces. Like these really translate to today. It's not like you couldn't wear something like this today. People are not going to think you're from 1971 if you were to make some of these pieces. This jacket is so cool to me. I know that there's so much work that goes into a piece like that, but it's a really pretty piece. The detailing, with the striping along the hem and the hood is really nice. There is some sewing in here as well, so we'll see this in a few more pieces, but this dress is really pretty. I do think that the sewing pieces, you have to purchase a pattern in order to make the pieces. So I thought these ponchos or shawls were great. I like the colors, I like the lengths and the details. The striping in this one I thought was really pretty. She has these really nice thick gloves here with the hood. There is a hood on it with the toggle buttons on that one. And the length of this one with this pretty like lattice work down at the bottom by the fringe. And then she has these great patchwork pieces, the quilted bag and the patchwork skirt. So here is nice, like an ear flap cap. It says page 68. So it's this one. Those are some long ear flaps, but just some simple cold weather pieces to work on, something quick. And we have these kid pieces here. Look how cute this little guy is with his balaclava on. And this wholly knitted piece, like hat, sweater, pants, bell bottoms even, I believe. So here is some really bright colored stuff. I like that they had this reverse applique doll. So I thought that was really cool. I've never really worked reverse applique. I don't know if any of you have. It seems like it would be tricky to me. It may not be as tricky as it sounds, but this piece is a really cool looking piece, like a cute doll. Or it'd be a cool pillow too, honestly. And I like these bright colored hats again. These dolls are really cool. I love this fuzzy fur on this one. I like these ones, I think are my favorite in this spread. They call these the Oklahoma Kids, and they used red bandana and old denim to make the clothing for them. It looks like even maybe like old socks too. Oh, and here they're using those fabric yo-yo pieces to make these dolls here. This one's so fun playing his flute. Do you see what I mean? The pictures in this are so fun. They really had a good time like posing, setting these up. Oh, this is so fluffy. I love the little eyelet lace border and how fluffy it is. And this pretty doll here in her little doll bed with that beautiful fabric is so pretty. She looks like one of those string dolls where you kind of just bunch up a bunch of string and tie it in different places to make the shape of a doll. But still a really cute shelf piece. And we have some embroidery here and some, it looks like maybe some decoupage and patchwork pieces. I like this cute embroidery piece. It looks like simple, like something you could just sit and have fun with. So these are pieces that are inspired by works by Henri Matisse. I thought this was a fun spread for them to add in here also. It kind of gives you a chance to maybe explore some of the more abstract art avenues at this period, in the 1970s. I think these colors really went well. With Matisse prints, bright colors were something that he played with a lot. And I've always kind of been drawn to abstract and pop art. I do prefer more classical art. If I'm being honest, in my home, I really hang more landscapes and portraits, but I really enjoy the idea of what abstract art is, and that is kind of allowing yourself to enjoy something just because it elicits an emotion. And so that's kind of what I like about these pieces. So we have some more sewing, and there is some tartan plaid here. Here we have another pair of knickers. I love the horse bit belt. I'm a big fan of horse bits in fashion. I've always enjoyed them, but I do love a good tartan plaid, as we talked about in a previous video. And these knickers are fun. It's like what, the second, third pair we've seen in this issue. So they must have been really popular in 1971. These dresses are really pretty. Again, these to me translate really well. Maybe this look translates a little bit better than this one, but this is still very boho, the patchwork and the calico. She looks a bit like Wednesday Addams there if she wasn't allergic to color. But I do really like this piece here. That's really pretty. Oh, and I think this spread is so pretty too. These like kind of folk art, peasant, European peasant wear is really pretty, I think. And them running through the snow is just a really fun shot. So here we have some cool, like faux fur and real fur pieces. So they will mention when some of the items are faux, and then like these tails, they mention that these are real. I don't think, obviously if you were to make any of these things yourself, you'd make them with what you were most comfortable with, but some of the fur in here is real. And this is so curly right here. And then I liked this piece. I think this picture was my favorite just because, I don't know, she looks like some kind of like forest warrior princess or something, a Siberian princess with her belt and her fuzzy boots. Those gloves, those look so warm. So this is some stripes. I really like the shape of these two tops in particular. I like the way that this one looks. The stitch definition is really nice on it. I don't know. It's really appealing to me, this one. And then the halter on this one, I also found it just really appealing. I don't particularly think that they require a blouse underneath, but for modesty's sake, it's nice to think of ways that you could still utilize a halter or a kind of a spaghetti strap and still, be able to hide a bit of skin if you wanted to. And then there are these fun little belts. It just looks like some needlepoint belts with a little plastic tortoiseshell belt buckle on it. So here are all the patterns from this issue. And again, if you're new to my channel, I will pop up selected patterns at the end of the video. But for whatever reason, if you find that there's a pattern you saw in here that you would like to get your hands on, and I did not pop it up at the end of the video, please just comment below or find me on Instagram. I'll pop up my Instagram screen name so you can find me there, and I'd be happy to message it to you or add it to the end of another video. I'll find a way to get it to you, but there's usually just too many patterns in here for me to put them all up. That being said, this particular magazine seems to have quite a few patterns in it that weren't available in this issue. So you're probably going to mostly be looking at getting patterns that are knit or crocheted only from here. Maybe some needlepoint, but I think a lot of the needlepoint and sewing pieces you have to send out for the pattern. But for this particular issue, I think I am going to leave you with the tiger sweater, the faux collar set with the hot pants. I thought that one was really fun. And I'll pick another one to throw in there as well so that you guys have a couple to choose from if you want to make something. If you do make something, please make sure to share it with me. I'd love to see what other people make. I'd love to see what colors other people pick for their projects. I'm just always curious about it. But that's all of the patterns that we have. Just some little ads from the early 70s. Can be fun to look at sometimes. I like this made from bottles ad here. I was actually really impressed when I saw that rabbit because at first glance I would never have thought that that was made from bottles. So I've seen people make all kinds of things from glass bottles, drinking glasses and planters and stuff, but never a bunny. So I thought that was cool. Very creative. And then we have the little instructions here to make a pom-pom. Sometimes they're so easy to make, but sometimes it's easy to forget if you haven't done it in a while. Some macrame over here. Here's that sun god doll, sun doll right there, just the half of them with the reverse applique. And that is it for this issue. I hope you guys really enjoyed flipping through this one. If you haven't seen the haul video that this came from, please go check it out. I'll link it below. If you see an issue in there that you'd like me to flip through, please let me know in the comments. I would be happy to pull that and flip through it as well. But until the next one, I hope you guys have gotten lots of inspiration from this and that you make some really fun, bright, colorful things. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!